Oh, yeah, somewhere in September, and if we're going out with this other band, then it will be a bigger place. If not, then we'll probably play the BB Kings again, which I love. We did it a couple of months ago. It was super. And
BB Kings is a great venue.
yeah, it was awesome. So, but September, just check out. Like, we have a website. It's doro.de or doropesch.com, or in America it's dororocks.net, and yeah, we will immediately let them know. And so.
All right, cool.
Very nice.
Once again, your new album, Fear No Evil, hits the stores
on the 2nd of June.
All right, let me turn Mike's mic on before he beheads me.
I wanted to ask you a question. I wanted to get more into the business side of things. I noticed that you've been with a number of different labels over the years. You ended your deal with Polygram Unified, you went on to Warner Music Group and SPV Steam Hammer. Now you're with Mayhem Records. That's a lot of changes, and I wanted to get your feedback on this, because a lot of our listeners are younger guys looking to get that deal, looking to sign with that label. And I wanted to get your input on this.
Actually, I would say, just go with the people you feel good. And sometimes, when times changed, like when we went to Polygram, it was like in the early 80s, and then in 95 we changed because the whole scene changed, and grunge came up so big, so we changed actually. Then we signed with Warner Brothers, and then we did SPV Koch deal, and it was actually the first time for me to be on an independent label, but it worked so well because they knew like metal much more than the major labels, and they were all metalheads working it. And especially in times where grunge was so big, so you needed people who totally believe in you, and who go the extra mile.
Doro, we believe in you.
That's good. And I always actually it seems
and
that
Tony loves you by now.
Tony,
yeah, baby, you're the best.
But I must say, sometimes you have to make a change to to keep it going. And I was on Polygram for 15 years, so I think that's a pretty long time. But sometimes going to an independent label, it was like better for us to have a worldwide record release again. And yeah.
Right.
And then you need one guy who says, "Oh man, I do everything for the record." And then if somebody's on fire, that makes all the difference. It doesn't matter if it's a big or a small company. But
Doro, who was instrumental in your early career for kind of being either a hard rock mentor or kind of launching your career or helping it launch?
Oh, actually, I think a couple of people, like, my first, inspiration people, it was like Judas Priest and Rob Halford, and, and I must say, like, I owe, like, a lot to Gene Simmons. He produced one of our records in 1989, 1990. Yeah, and, I was a big Kiss fan, and then to have the great chance to work with Gene, it was unbelievable, and it was beautiful, and he was a very intelligent guy, and very, very, yeah. And Tommy Thayer, who's now in Kiss, he was like the co-producer, and he played all the guitars on this. Yeah, and that, we didn't even know. And yeah, that's right. And Tommy was still, I think, in Black and Blue back then at the time. Yeah, so I must say, Gene was very important. And then I think I did my first duet with Lemmy, and I was a big Motorhead fan, and I met Lemmy for the first time in the 80s. I couldn't speak English at all, and he was so nice to me. And then, and then we became label mates on SPV, and I said, "Hey, Lemmy, I'm now on the same label, and how about we do something together?" And then we did actually 2 songs on the Calling the Wild album. Was my first duet ever, and I think it sounded great. It was Love Me Forever, this old Motorhead classic, and Alone Again, which Lemmy wrote. It's like an acoustic song. But I must say, I had a lot of people who were helping me and supporting me, and most of all the fans. I think the fans were the most important force in my life always. That's right. Yeah, but the fans actually, our first fan club, they got me the first record deal in 1983, and when we didn't have an American record deal, our fan club here in America got us the deal back. Tony Carnella, who's still doing our website, he got me the American deal back, and I thought, that's so great. No lawyer, no manager could do it, but the fans could do it, so.
All right, we're going to go back to the music right now on 1460 WVOX and worldwide on WVOX.com. She's live in the studio, Doro Pesch. Doro, this is a great song, East Meets West, and I know there's a theme and a meaning behind it. It's a deep meaning. Tell us about it.
Yeah, actually, I was in Hungary for the first time in the 80s, and I told my American producer, Joey Bell, I told him all about the experience. It was so wild, and then we wrote East Meets West. It was actually the first song we wrote for the Triumph and Agony album, and that was the time when I thought I want to stay in America, and and then we made the Triumph and Agony, but East Meets West was the first song on this album.
All right, East Meets West from Doro on Metal Mayhem Meets Doro.
Was the first song on this